it's fairly pointless putting an addressable system in and not bothering to put your text in there. But yeah, we've seen many of those sites. So. Hello everybody, back again, talking fire with Hilton, and we're going to be discussing today, firstly of all, manual call points and remote indicators. Again, the changes that have come into the standard. I'm going to jump right in with manual call points, and I'm going to refer to my trusty document here. All right, manual call points, the change is now that they've got to be installed at points of ultimate safety. So in the past, the standard said at fresh air exits, but this left it open that you could have a building that's got a central atrium, you've got a manual call point, you come out into the atrium and you've got nowhere to escape. So that has now been changed to say that you need to escape to ultimate safety. That's quite straightforward and it makes sense, but some people just trying to make shortcuts. The second thing is where there are openings that are not normally used as exits, but could be used as such in an emergency, they would require manual call points. If they're leading to a point of ultimate safety. We find that a lot on warehousing where you've got the roller shutter doors that are coming in and trucks are loading there. They often put a little stairwell next to it or staircase coming down so that generally it's not used as an exit point, but in place of an emergency, you can open the roller shutter, go down the stairs and escape. We need a manual call point there. And then the final thing on the manual call points is that in the old standard, it stated that you need your mounting point to be 1.4 meters from ground level with plus minus 200 millimeters often up and down from that. So you could go 1.6 and 1.2. They've now allowed for an extra 100 millimeters above and below. So that is now from 1.4, you're going up 300, down 300. So they're allowing for really tall people and people in wheelchairs. So that's about it on the manual call points. I don't know if there's anything, Hilton, you want to add?
Just a question. This doesn't obviously take away from or I just call it the 30-45 rule. 30 meters apart, maximum 45 meters walking distance. So, we still have to have call points at all these places, at stair points, in warehousing specifically,
Yes.
and people need to take into account that if they do put cages around, that although they're 30 meters apart, to get there you have to walk 60 meters. That is not allowed. It has to be a maximum of 45. The one other thing to mention is that the flaps are no longer a variation.
Yeah, I just remembered that now. Anti-tamper flaps are now a requirement. In the old standard, it was a variation, so you had to show it as a variation. Your little cover flap on there to stop tampering. Now it's a requirement. So if you don't have flaps on, you need to put that as a variation. But put flaps on. It's easy.
Prevent false alarms.
Yeah. It's to do with a two-stage alarm. They don't want people just to break it. You're now physically going to lift the flap, break the glass.
A deterrent, should we just call it that?
Yes. Yeah.
Touching on remote indicators. Right. So remote indicators traditionally have been used to show where a device has gone off, where you actually can't see the device or the device is in an inaccessible area or void.
Yeah.
So with the conventional system, this has never changed. If you have a ceiling or floor void that exceeds the depth required, you install your remote indicators on the roof level. So at least you would know that it's the ceiling void that's in alarm. With addressability and addressable and intelligent systems, they took it away, that the requirement for these in roof voids were not. However, they do now stipulate that area has to be clearly identifiable on the fire control panel.
Yeah.
So gone are the days of easy commissioning and not putting in your device text. If you do not want to put in your device text, you do have to put in your remote indicators. Also, just a friendly reminder that when surveying a building, don't forget to check the depth and the ceiling void. We find quite a lot that people survey buildings or they do a design. Or they come to, I do assist people with designs and they come through and you say, well, what about the voiding? Is there voiding? What's the depth of the voiding? And they don't do it. So voids are important. There's a lot of stuff running in voids. I mean, if you look at a standard, there's a lot of electrical stuff up there. There's high potential, high risk, often more high risk than the normal area. So don't forget your remote indicators. Don't forget your device text on addressable systems, and you'll be good to go.
It's fairly pointless putting an addressable system in and not bothering to put your text in there. But yeah, we've seen many of those sites. So
Yeah,
completely
we
agree.
are trying to change the school of thought, and hopefully these sort of things being in place prevent people from walking away, saving themselves 30 minutes or an hour of programming. But you never know.
Stupid is what stupid does.
Exactly. But that's it on that.
Great. Yeah, so I think we've covered those points. Any questions, you know what to do. Contact FDIA, drop us an email, drop us a line, comment on the videos, and thanks a lot.